All right, so let's see if this works out. Doesn't look like it's working. Did all that. All right, somebody can see. Y'all can see that. Okay, I'm on. All right, I didn't know that. Yo, what the fuck? So why the fuck wasn't my shit working? Yo, y'all have no idea. First off, tell me if I sound good. This is my first time doing this shit with the gaming. So somebody tell me if I sound good. But y'all have no idea how much fucking of a pain in the ass it was to figure out. Yeah, Mario, you fucking shut up. But y'all wanna know why I'm starting with Mario for real? It's because I remember the first game. Oh, I sound good. Okay, thanks, Ma. I appreciate it, man. The first game my dad brought home when I was a kid, he brought home a Nintendo, a regular old NES, man. And he told me a story what happened later, but he brought home he brought home an NES. And he had like 50 games, but you know I'm a kid. You know he had to make that shit stretch out. So he had like 50 games, but he would only give out like, "Hey, Hostile Evie, how's it going, man?" He only gave me like 2 or 3 games until he figured I was tired with them and like give out. I come home and he'd leave another 2 laying out because he told me this story. He ended up getting a Nintendo for he traded a dude at work a mini fridge for it. So that's how he got it. And that's how this shit started. So tell me, can you guys tell me if the chat, I mean not the chat, if the cause that shit don't look smooth on my end. Like, does it sound like, how's the game sound and all that? How's everything sound? Definitely let me know. It's like I said, this is my first time YOLOing this shit. And I'm gonna kick in with the story I forgot. I always forget to tell people. About when I hooked up with this girl who did this girl did about 10 or 12 years for murder. I'm used to look at that camera. I look at this camera now. She did like 12 years for murder. And I always forget to tell that story. Looks good. Looks okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Mr. Emoji's good. So I always forget to tell that story. So this when I was working at the VA, and these Japanese levels, these motherfuckers always be on some bullshit. That's why I don't like playing they levels. I'm gonna try it though, just to keep my ass talking. No, I can't make this screen bigger. Okay, anyway. What's up, DJ? How's it going? Joe Dirt. Yeah, so I remember I was working at the VA and a friend of mine said, "I'm gonna hook you up with somebody." I was like, okay. What she look like, whatever, blah, blah. He was like, "Don't worry about that. Just trust me." Right? And so I met her. And she was legit. This seems loud as fuck on my end. I'm gonna turn this down. She actually ended up being a really good looking girl. And here's the thing, like she was dark skinned, right? And y'all know, like, well, I don't know if I ever talked about it, but I never really cared for dark-skinned girls. I always liked light-skinned or white girls. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe like social conditioning or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But that's what it was, right? So, oh shit. It's hard to play and talk at the same time. But, so I remember when I met her, like, she was dark-skinned, short. like this perfect body. Like when I say perfect, I mean like perfect, right? And I can't play this shit and fucking talk at the same time. I need more practice. Oh, I YOLO'd that shit too far. So we so I remember I met her and we went to Walmart together. And like her legs, everything perfect. Like her dress perfect. Her hair was perfect, short, dark skin. She was perfectly in shape. So we got to hanging out, and that's when she told me that she had did like 10 years for murder. I said, yo, like what happened, right? What happened? And she goes, what is due? Because she was from the hood. Because I went and picked her up. She was on the west side of Dayton. For those of y'all live in Dayton, y'all know the west side of Dayton. This is my protein. I don't know what the fuck it is. High protein pudding. They don't use yogurt. It just say high protein. That's all it should say. But and she said, oh, so yeah. So why she was wanted for murder? Why she did time for murder was she said this dude was beating up her brother, and she just like flipped and went outside with some scissors and just started stabbing him. Right? Just started stabbing him to get him off her brother. Because he was beating him up. Well, the dude ended up going to the hospital and dying. So that's how she got murdered. And she did like 10 or 12 years, something like that. And she was a real cute girl. She was a real good looking girl. She was dark skinned too, which I'm not usually a fan of dark skin. She was dark skin, but she was legit like a really good looking girl, right? But I remember when we hooked up, like her shit was so tight. Like it was so tight. Like having sex with her, it was just uncomfortable. Like her pussy was so fucking tight. Like her body was perfect, but her pussy was so, it was just like you just couldn't even, it was one of the things like, okay, I'm getting off more to just having sex with this pretty girl instead of like the actual feeling of it. It was just like so fucking tight. Like you could tell she probably legit hadn't had much sex her entire life. Like her shit was like fucking tight. But she was cool though. I never had any problem. When it came to interpersonal shit, I never had any issues with her. She was always cool. Let me go back to these comments because I'm fucking. This is my first time gaming, so I'm YOLOing the fuck out of this. Mr. Moy said, AD, you gotta explain the mentality of Super Mario running around risking his life to save the princess, only to get a kiss. This man is traveling the world for giant plants and turtles, just dissects, yeah. Yeah, they had to make a story. This is a 92% clear rate. Let's see what this shit's about. Cause I thought about getting that Metroid, man, but I've been watching other motherfuckers play it. I'm like, yo, I am not getting ready to play that shit. All that backtracking, it ain't for me. Fuck that. So we gonna play some little bullshit levels just to get me in the mode of what the fuck? Why would you even make some shit like that? See, this shit like this is why motherfuckers need to just not even be on Mario Maker. Somebody, okay, for those of y'all who don't know, somebody made this shit. Somebody sat down and seriously made this tall ass. Why the fuck would you do this shit? Yo, I'm gonna boo this. I can't even boo it yet. Can I boo it? I can't boo it. Who made this shit? I hope you had, whoever made this, I hope you were happy. Why would you even make some shit like that? You gonna get a boo. And watch me a fucking watch me a fucking 9-year-old or some shit. He booed my level. Don't give a fuck. That shit is trash. Should've got your parents to come in and help you with that. That shit was straight garbo. Just throw that shit in the garbo disposo. That shit was trash. Speed run. Let's see what this is about. A Plague's Tale. Word up. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of hard level. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, y'all even see me right now? Cause I can't see shit. Okay. Oh, fucking hater. Oh, fuck. I'm fucking trash. Hang on. Let me get my focus on. I'm playing like ass. What the fuck? How the fuck did I slide in? My asshole is getting ready to get shaved off. Yo, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Oh, I'm supposed to. Okay, I see. Hopefully I don't fuck this up. God damn it.
Oh no!
I was supposed to. Shit. God damn it.
Oh no!
Oh no! Dumb. I tried. If you jump up there and climb that fucking tree thing, you'll get a. You can get something out of it. It's not guaranteed. Yes, that's what I was trying to do last time. When I was a kid, I used to play. I gotta wait. That's some bullshit shit. Damn, you're really experienced in this game? Oh, no, man. I watch other motherfuckers who are, like, legit good. I'm ass. I'm straight. I'm whack at this game. I'm bad. I watch other people who are really good at this. Like, there's other people on YouTube. Like, yo, them, I can't do shell jumps. I can't do it. It's a lot of shit I still can't do. I'm whack. I just like to play this game. Oh, shit. Go over the top. Awesome. What games y'all like to play, man? Is there any requests that anybody else may want to see? Well, I do got one with the Dragon Ball Goku. Like I said, man, tonight's just gonna be my first run at this whole gaming on YouTube thing. I'm gonna fuck this up. Looking like he getting ready to get fucked up. Oh. So if y'all don't know, yeah, they trapped me. That's what that was. I gotta die. I can't get out. So shit like this is annoying when you're playing alone, but it makes for good content. Yo, what the fuck? So I don't even know where to go now. This is it. They have these invisible blocks in here too. Not here. Yeah. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here it is. You see that shit? See, this is the asshole shit that they do with this Mario shit. Like, how the fuck was, you know what I'm saying? If people didn't have notes left, you would never know.
Oh no!
Oh, that hitbox fucked me up. If you could, can you play Borderlands? I'd do that. Because I've never played Borderlands. So I'd do that. This game is easy. I just pretend getting a game over equals child support and having lost sense. Titanfall 2 was fun. I remember playing that. I played Titanfall. Because I don't think I ever played the first Titanfall. But oh, this old silly shit. Here we are.
Oh no!
I ain't getting ready to do that. That's too hard for me. That's that Japanese. I knew it. The motherfuckers always fuck you up. But no, I remember when I played the first Titanfall, man. No, I didn't play the first one. I played the second one. And I went into it. It has 4 out of 45, a clear rate of less than 1%. Y'all wasn't gonna do that shit. That was too hard for me. Why do Japanese people always do shit like that, man? Like they just they all on that same asshole shit. They always do that silly shit. Either the level's gonna be super easy or super fucking hard. Like they don't know how to just be normal in the motherfucker. But yeah, I remember when I played Titanfall 2, I was expecting it to be some old basic ass first person shooter shit. You know what I'm saying? Something that you really wouldn't give a fuck about. And I was impressed. I did not expect, and then EA made it. I'm not a fan of EA. So I was expecting it to be some old, you know what I'm saying, some basic ass shit. And it was legit gangster. Like I fucking loved that game. Was not expecting it to be the way. Oh, see, like I said, Japanese levels, either they gonna be super dumb hard or fucking like mentally handicapped easy type shit. Like they don't know how to. I mean, if anybody's in Japan, if anybody knows somebody who's in Japan, can somebody explain that shit? Like, why do they always? It's always one complete extreme or the other with them. This looks like it's gonna be some bullshit. But yeah, Titanfall 2, that shit was gangster. That shit was gangster. I was glued to that. I couldn't stop. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more tea. But I was glued to that shit. I'll be right back. Yeah, I was fucking hooked on that Titanfall shit. That shit was hot. I got my iPhone camera. Y'all see that square? I don't know how to edit that out yet. That's why it's out up there. Because they whack a disappointing. I'm on PS4, Xbox, PC, and VR. What you on VR on PC? Chaos for you? Because I still haven't played VR. I had PSVR back in the States, which was because I play simulation racing or simulation driving, and yeah, I play. So I Dirt. I think it's the first Dirt rally. I had one of those with the VR set, and I had the steering wheel and pedals. That shit was hot. Like that shit was gangster. And I remember my dad, he came up and played the VR once. He came to my flat up in Dayton, Ohio. And he played it I had my dad play Super Hot. Now, for those of y'all who maybe don't know gaming, Super Hot is pretty much like what Neo would be in the Matrix type of shit. But it's first person. But I remember playing Super Hot when not a lot of people knew about it. It was this little underground game you just downloaded. You ain't pay for it. You just found it because I guess they didn't have a lot of funding or something. That maybe that's why the people even look like that in the game. But I downloaded this shit. So the first time I played it was like on a regular gaming PC. It wasn't VR yet. So in my opinion, the game was more fun for real as on a strictly gaming perspective. When you were playing it like just like with a keyboard and mouse type of shit, it was, or you could play with a controller too, but it was more fun in that. But the VR kind of had this aspect to where like you didn't have to really be a gamer to enjoy it, because once you understood, you could pick this up and throw it, and you could pick this gun up, shoot it, but it would run out of bullets, so then you throw that gun away. And you're saying, well, once you figured out how to do all that shit, like people who, because my dad, he's not a gamer, but he can pick up anything and figure it out, relatively quickly. So I remember when he came and played it, he was like hooked on it. Like Cause y'all know, cause it be scenes where you got like bob and weave and shit. He was like weaving around, cause I had the little racing chair sitting in the middle of the play. He was like, motherfucker was like hiding behind my racing chair, trying to shoot bullets or something. When y'all with the little move controllers, that motherfucker, he was like, he was like sneaking around and she thought he was getting, he thought he was for real getting away from shit. But hey, I was happy just to see him enjoy himself, because I was just happy to see that for real. But there's another game called, what was that shit called? The Last Guardian. What was that shit called where you was this little boy and this big ass wolf thing was following you around? The Guardian or some shit like that. And like that game freaked me out, and it for real kind of freaked him out too. But he didn't want to act freaked out in front of me, because when you got the headset on, and it's this big ass animal that just like comes down and like comes in your face like this type of shit, and be breathed, like you literally expect to feel the warmth from that motherfucker's breath hit you in the face, because that shit is so like. And I heard PSVR was like on the low end compared to a PC's VR. I still haven't played PC VR, any VRs on PC yet. I'm sure, because they say like from what I hear, it has a lot more range of motion and shit, and it's a lot more like it's a lot more definitive in every little thing you do type of thing. So I'm sure it's better, but I haven't played it yet. There's an entire semester lecture on behavior biology on YouTube. Your red pill breakdowns are on point, or point for point with the behavior aspects. Oh, word, do you think? Thanks, I guess. I didn't know that. The Force VR, very intense. Word. You on both? Oh, PC VR is so much better. Word. Yeah, I've heard it. I heard that, man. Like, cause like the PS, I was impressed with the PSVR, honestly, but I'm sure that shit's better. Cause when it comes down to it, man, you really can't even compare a good. Okay, if your PC is running VR, then if your PC is able to run VR, then you were pretty much on PS5 levels back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you had to have but you really can't even compare a PS4 to a good to a very good gaming PC. Like you just can't compare it. You just can't compare the two. It's just whole different. I don't have a PS5. I just got I got PS4. My Wii U is over there, and this Switch I'm playing on now. Watch my fuck this up. Cause I hate bottom burns. Thanks for the warning. Ball. Okay. See this old pick a pipe silly shit? You might hear he pick a pipe and end up dead in 5 seconds. Some Twinkies. Bop! Got him! Oh! Oh, so this ain't even a pick. Okay, I see what this is. What the? How was I supposed to know? I was supposed to. Put an SSD in your PS4. I should, man. I just that's one of the things I just kept putting off, and just finally just said fuck it. I'm just gonna roll with what I got. Watch this be a trap. Bring your ass over. Oh shit. Fucker. Word, he just gonna corner me in like that. He that gangster. I can't catch a breather. Why would you gonna make me take? Yo, I was hitting down. Because, okay, I'm not doing, see, this is some old silly shit. I'm just not going to do all that again. You got to hold down to fucking, if you ride in that fucking bone shell thing, you be immune to the lava. Ain't nobody getting ready to do all that. I ain't getting ready to make it all that far just to die again, man. See, shit like that is why there's some great Mario levels, but there's also a lot of Mario levels like that. It's just too long, and I just don't got that attention span for just to beat a level and shit. I don't know. Maybe I should to make content for the channel. Elgato's. Yeah, I got the HD60S. Well, I had to get the HD60S Plus because it wasn't, because the HD60S wasn't compatible with this. It wasn't compatible with this MacBook. The HD60S ain't. You got to get the Plus. If any down got so many different games, always look for people to game out with. Word up, chaos for you. Big Greg, are you using a device to stream your game? I'm about to start myself. Got a PC, but want to make sure I'm not missing any accessories. Man, hey, Big Ray, what I'm doing, okay, my setup right now is literally, I got this M1 MacBook Air. I'm using my phone's phone's camera for the camera, so y'all might see this little yellow thing trying to. I don't know how to edit that shit out. I would fix it, but I'm just using my phone, the laptop, and the Elgato. And I got this TV to the this small TV to the right of me. I'm playing on. Ew, MacBook. I'm so sorry. Low patience for BS. Yeah, I do. Low patience. When the levels just get on that silly shit, man, like, I just can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I mean, yeah, it does make for good content. You know, to keep trying shit, but I just don't. See some old silly shit like, okay, can y'all see that? This is some silly ass shit too. Like, motherfucker, I'm not, like, you just gotta blind jump and hope you just be alright type shit. Like, I don't know what's on the end of this shit. What the fuck is down here? Who knows? I don't know. This old blind death fall shit. I see a pipe. I'm gonna try to jump on this because I don't trust that. See? Now there's a way you can. I don't know how to do that jump. Fuck it! I wasn't the only one who did that shit. Somebody else did it. So what's down here? I don't trust shit in Mario Maker, man. Checkpoint. Platforming. Oh, fuck. I'm not going with that. Oh, I got to. It's gonna take me. Some old dumb silly shit. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe this is some old. I might as well be playing Metroid now. This is some Metroid shit. Oh, it's right here. Kaiserton Bro. I don't know what that. Thanks. chaos for you. Do you play Fortnite by chance? No, I did, man. I had a good friend of mine back in the US. He was real into Fortnite, man. He used to like
Oh no!
like he was real into Fortnite. So he would call me like, and he's back in Ohio. So he's like, 6 hours. I'm gonna try something. There we go. Aww. He was real into Fortnite. So he used to call me, and like no joke, like he's a couple years older than me. That's some old silly shit. Yeah, we used to play that shit on team. It used to be me and him, and we both was ass for real. I was ass at it, but the only thing I didn't like about Fortnite. Well, you got to get used to the building shit. I'll give it that. Which, I mean, it was definitely a cool addition. That's some old goofy shit. Let me do this so I could talk and play at the same time. But, I didn't like when you just died, that was it. And you had to just, like, go back. So, some matches you'll last the whole time, and then you be, like, the top 5 or 10 left. The other ones, you be the first one gone. And I just didn't like how fucking... I didn't like just how fast you just fuck around and be out of there type of shit. Like, you had to, like, and that's some goofy shit, too. But, yeah, that was the only part I didn't like. Like, I wish there was, like, a system where you could die, like you had, like, 3 lives or something like that. Like, not just, it was pretty much just sudden death. Every DF, it was just sudden death every time you started a match type shit. Like, that shit, I used to hate that shit. But other than that, it wasn't bad. It was cool. A casual try hard, word up. But some motherfuckers, they get so good at Fortnite, man. Like any online game nowadays, man. Like some motherfuckers, like they get so good at it, yeah, because it's literally all they do is play that game. Oh shit! All they literally do is play that game to the point where. Like nobody new can join because it's all they fucking do. Fuck out of here, hater. Yo, so what's up, man? Bro, I just bought a Switch and I come see you playing Mario. Yeah. Everyone's trying to be the next. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, that's my home. He used to always go on about that dude Ninja, man. Is he still doing that shit? Cause I ain't know anything about it until my friend, he was real into that shit, man. Yeah, Ninja, and he would come up with all these other motherfuckers' names. But it'd be kind of weird though, cause he was like 36, 37, and it's just awkward when like a grown man be knowing everything about a dude who be like 22. Like that shit's just awkward. Like damn, how do you know this much about this motherfucker, man? Like John Cena. Oh, I like John Cena, and me and my girl watched Suicide Squad, the new one. I liked it. It was cool. I was expecting some straight up garbo trash, but it was good. Oh shit. Forgot you came. Yeah, now Suicide Squad was some gangster shit. It was a lot better. I just kind of get, I mean, like, I don't know, it's just me, man. Like, that whole Pete Davidson dude, I mean, I don't know the motherfucker personally. Oh, you fucking asshole. He blocked it so I can't get in that way. Like, the Pete Davidson dude, man, I feel like the only reason that, I don't know anything about the motherfucker, but I feel like the only reason he's popular is because Ariana Grande fucked him. And then after that, like, you know, once you get one pretty bitch to fuck you, now they all want to fuck you because they all think they missing out on something. And I feel like that's the only reason why he's famous. It's because Ariana Grande fucked him. Like, I mean, hey, fuck, if it works, then make it work. But yeah. Oh, but I will say this: I like Idris Elba as the fucking he wasn't Deadshot. What was his name? Bloods? I don't know. Bloods? I don't know. But I thought he was much better than like Will Smith. I genuinely think they should just get rid of. Just Will Smith just can't do, because I'm just tired of seeing Will Smith play Will Smith as. You're saying Will Smith as attorney, Will Smith as, you know, this, as, you know, he's not acting, it's just him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sick of, I really think they should get rid of him and that Margot Robbie chick, man, because I feel like they're like, DC has been just fucked up with that shit of like desperately trying to follow Marvel's footsteps and copying their shit like it's a formula. And it's pathetic. Like, it's just completely pathetic. Like, fucking, like, now, Man of Steel was great. And I still remember going to see Man of Steel. I went by myself to go see Man of Steel. I remember seeing that shit, like, in the theater alone. And I remember walking in thinking, this is gonna be some bullshit. And it was actually pretty good. Like, I still like watching Man of Steel. That Man of Steel is still about, it's still about one of the best hero movies to date. It's still about one of the best, for real. Like, and then counting that it's a Superman movie and that the fact that he's pretty much immortal type of shit, so it's hard to even find somebody for him to fight anyway. And even when they do find somebody for him to fight, they gotta just rely. Oh, guess what? I got this kryptonite in my back pocket, so I just took you out in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole cheap kryptonite. I just happened to have kryptonite. Like, that was like the whole premise of Smallville. Fucking Clark show up, get ready to whoop some ass, and all of a sudden some kryptonite falls, you know, pokes out a fucking back door, and he's like, oh, I can't fight anymore. And then, you know what I'm saying, then he got to muster his strength and get lucky and somebody knocks the kryptonite away, and then he wins. Yeah, I love Smallville too. But Man of Steel, that was my shit. Man of Steel was great, and it was like after Henry Cavill, I thought he did a great job at Clark Kent and Superman. I thought he was excellent. And then they did the same shit that Marvel. They went out and tried to get Ben Affleck, and they tried to get these fucking people that Ben Affleck is. I don't know Ben Affleck personally. I'm sure he's a great dude personally, but he fucking sucks as Batman. All right, just don't. Like, he's fucking terrible because he's still. And I talked with my girl about this. To play a convincing Batman, you have to have some type, like a part of you. Okay, like Christian Bale. I didn't care for Christian Bale much either, but Christian Bale did a better job at, like, when you look in that motherfucker's eyes, you be like, that motherfucker might do some shit like that in real life for real. Like, if he had the money, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Bale started beating up motherfuckers randomly on the street, because it's a part of him that's all. Where Ben Affleck, he just always Ben Affleck always has this slight smirk in his face, like he knows he don't belong there for real. So he's more kind of happy that he's like more in shock that he's playing Batman and you are type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so they went off and got Ben Affleck trying to make him the Robert Downey Jr. of the shit. Because like everybody's trying to desperately follow that Robert Downey Jr. literally fucking made Marvel what, like his presence as the actor in it literally made Marvel what it is now, in my opinion of this shit. Like his character, because Tony Stark was not likable. All right, the original Tony Stark, there was nothing to like about Tony Stark. He wasn't likable. He was boring. He was dry. Didn't have much of a sense of humor. He was overly classy. You know, it was somebody like that you really couldn't relate to him. Nobody. The only thing that was cool about Iron Man was the fact that he had the suit and he could fly and shit, and you didn't know what technology it had in, you know, that type of shit. But Robert Downey Jr. made it to where you actually didn't mind watching Tony Stark walk around. And if anybody's in the comics, like, go back and, like, for anybody's in the comics, you already know what I'm saying. The comics before Robert Downey Jr. made it, Tony Stark was this whole other character. Now, all of them are kind of like this, this kind of quirky, oh, well, I just bought all the sandwiches at Subway, so what are you gonna do, bud? Like, that type shit. Like, which is cool, because Robert Downey Jr., I mean, he kicked the role's ass. And in my opinion, if it wasn't for him, the rest of that shit would have never taken off the way it did. But back to DC, man. Yeah, DC, they need to just go ahead and just forget all them other motherfuckers. Maybe who's the gay dude that plays Flash? I think they even made Flash gay now. I thought he was alright. He kind of does that whole bumbling idiot shit that they got the new Spider-Man doing now. But Ezra Miller, I think he's cool in it. But he's on that bumbling. Y'all know that shit. That shit they got Peter Parker. No. That shit that they got Venom doing. Like, when Venom meets Spider-Man, that shit's gonna be two bumbling idiots just fucking like standing across from each other going. That's all they do. They're just bumbling idiots, and it's just fucking annoying to watch it. I can't even. I don't even like Spider-Man anymore because they made him a bumbling idiot. What's this? This is some old Japanese shit, so it's probably either it's probably really hard or really easy. We're gonna find out. It's mixed in with me being trash at Mario, and then it's either really easy. Yeah, I know it's some old junk. Anybody on there?
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Oh yeah, the dude who played Twilight, the dude who did that Twilight shit, the Robert Pattinson dude. Yo, there was only one part that looks kind of weird when he tries to like act mad in that new trailer and he punches the wall, the glass separate, and he goes, "What did you do?" But he doesn't even I wouldn't even be afraid of him with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But other than that, I'm pretty excited for that shit. I'm pretty excited for the new Batman, honestly. I'm pretty excited for it. And they finally grew out that whole origin story shit. Again, following Marvel, because Marvel finally let that shit go. That whole origin story. Why the fuck did they even keep doing that shit in them universes? Like, Batman had 18 origin stories. Everybody knows what happens. Motherfuckers finally, oh, baby, you don't need an origin story now. Shit was getting annoying. Damn coins. That's the end of the level. AD, I got dumped by a careerist female. I was hurt about it at first. Then I realized she was just a barfly, career-driven chick, and I'm not sad. She's 32. Thanks for the videos. They gave me perspective. Yeah, man. At that age, yeah, she's trying to. Yeah, don't ever feel like. I mean, you gonna feel like you fucked it up, but don't ever you gonna feel like it, but don't take that shit super, super personal, man. Because in most cases, she was never as focused on you as you thought she was, for real. It was more about her whole status and all that shit like that. But women would do great jobs at making you believe that you did that. You know what I'm saying? That you was the ones that do. Because women get practice. A woman has 20 years of experience over the average man in relationships. See, shit like this is some old asshole shit that'll be I'm gonna take the right, because the left is probably a trap. Yep. What I tell y'all? It was a trap. I was gonna die going that way. That's some old asshole Mario Maker shit. Let's just see what happens when we go this way. Yeah, fuck you, asshole. You ain't get me. It's all about the Benjamins, bro. AD mumble rap impression. Oh, yeah. AD, I have you got your. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a legit gaming channel. This was just my first YOLO, cause I didn't even know if it was gonna work. Just to see if it works. Yeah, but I'm gonna make just a dedicated gaming channel this week. Superman son. Yeah, I seen that shit, man. They tried to force a whole Superman son is by. Who the fuck cares, man? I don't. All right. Oh. Get out of Iggy's home. Y'all remember that bitch Iggy Azalea? I don't know what that bitch name was, but she ended up getting the ass injections. That white bitch who was a rapper. What happened to that hoe? She was I wonder what happened to her for real. What? Oh. It was something at the bottom. You gotta do a better job than that, homie. You ain't gonna hit nobody with that shit. Yo. Damn, he had a big ass U-turn, like a big ass U-turn. Watch, I need 2 keys. Oh no. She faded.
Mario #1. Woohoo!
She faded into either after one hit. Yo, what's up? I don't know how to say that. Mooney. I need money. Okay, I get it. Hey, is this video game, is it streaming smooth or is this streaming like choppy and shit? Because it looks choppy on mine. Like I said, this is the one, this is the fucking YOLO attempt. First time YOLO attempt. So I don't know if it's streaming choppy or not. If you want to pop, all you need is breakdown game in real life. Like do a game analysis breakdown in real time over a combo someone is having. Smooth, it's smooth, pumped out pattern? Okay. You know, on my end, it's like choppy. Okay. Some old Japanese shit. What the fuck? We gonna try it just for content. Yeah. I know I can do that. Would you ever play game requests by the audience or give the audience to select the games you want to play? Yeah, somebody brought up Borderlands. So I tell you what, I'm going to make a poll either tonight or tomorrow to see what would be requested, and I'll play that. I did want to reply to this. A watcher sent me a message. I'm gonna read this real fast. It says, "What's up, man? Just a question for you. Oh no, not that one. That's the old one. Okay, so I hope you're doing well, brother. Do the local people of Prague know who Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott is? I was talking to a girl who was going to pharmacy school, pretty smart girl. She sent me Kylie's pregnancy video. Then I thought about what you said. Yeah. Here's the thing, and I told my girl about this. I didn't tell her who sent it, but I told her about this. Because my girl, she knows who Kylie. Okay, you can't. There's very few places on Earth you can go, and those places would have to have no cell phone technology or Wi-Fi at all for them to not know who everybody on Earth. I say Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian. The Kardashians are pretty much like what the Jacksons were, like 20 years ago. The entire world knows. Yeah, you can't go anywhere and say Kardashian or Jenner and at least women not know who they are. Every girl on planet Earth knows exactly who they are. Everyone, every woman. So he continues. Because at some point, women are gonna worship other women in some way for being prettier. For being prettier. Like they hate it, but they also have to worship it because like that's their foundation of being valuable to man. Like that's their foundation to at least be able to get through the front door and be valuable to man. Now most of them after that they don't have much to offer. But the woman's mind, she's not okay. Woman's mind goes, if I'm pretty, then that man will just create everything after that for me, and all I gotta do is sit there and be pretty. And this is why so many of them end up getting pumped up and end up writing articles on bold.com. Anyway, continues. So the comment says, it continues, you said that shit like weddings, bridal showers are like porn to them. Yeah. I've seen it many times. Chicks would be scrolling through Instagram, be stunned at wedding pictures. Then it hit me at once. The proposal to wedding, reception, and bridal shower and birthday parties is only for the chick. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure, definitely. They love the attention that they get during those events. It seems like they are getting high from those events. They almost look like a crack fiend. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. That's because with a guy, as a man, like when you got somebody, when you got a decent spouse, like you don't give a fuck about weddings and all that other shit. Like, but at the same time, that's where a lot of guys fuck up too. Because let me turn this down. A lot of guys fuck that up at this same area because our goal. Well, like Dave Chappelle said in one of his old stand-ups, he said, a man's goal is to get a woman, and a woman's goal is to get attention and materials. But the thing is, like, once we get, I probably fucked that up. Once we get the woman, like, we're just like on relax mode type of thing. Yo, what the fuck? So when we end up on that relax mode, like the woman is still craving all this old other shit. So a lot of guys end up doing this thing like, oh well, I thought, you know, I gave you everything you wanted, blah blah blah, blah. And it's still just never gonna be enough. Well, and it's okay because as a guy, like that game never ends for us. Now here's the thing, for real, the game does end with women for real. Like, you know, you get the woman you want, you put babies in or whatever the fuck, and you keep her, blah blah, and you got her. The game's over for us. Now, a woman will argue, oh, well, I gotta still look pretty with this and that and blah blah. I mean, yeah, but for real, deep down, like most dudes, man, here's the thing, like, and a lot of other manosphere guys, they try to put this whole thing like they girl got to be slim and tight and all this shit. Like, for real, on some deeper shit, most guys don't give a fuck. You know, as long as she don't, and most guys, it would still work with her if she even ended up being like 300-400 pounds. But most guys, they just want to know they got that reliable woman there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Most guys really don't care. Some guys would, but for real, deep, like for real. Like, a perfect example. I met my girl. She had to go to the pharmacy. And I was waiting outside for her at the pharmacy. And this big dude is like standing out there waiting with me, right? Big dude, you know, he doesn't dress very well, whatever the fuck, you know, he's big, tall, and big dude, right? And his girlfriend comes out, and she's, you know, short and fat, right? And she walks up and hands him some, like, cream medicine shit from the pharmacy. I was like, that's a good girlfriend, right? That's what I said. But my immediate response was, that's a good girlfriend, because she was willing to go do some shit. You know what I'm saying? This is why I tell everybody. If you're not sure your spouse is gonna bring you some medicine, that's a hooker, at best. All right, because they're using you for something. If they not gonna be down to do all that for you, they're not gonna. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going out their way to. They ain't gonna go out their way to make sure that your core of fucking existence is better. You know where you stand with them. GTA game would be awesome. Oh yeah, Grand. I probably should. Yeah, that would be cool. I think they coming out with Grand Theft Auto on the Switch. I play that on the Switch. The reason I don't want to play the PlayStation because that shit gets super loud, man. I get tired of hearing that fan blowing in that PlayStation. Would you ever? Okay. If you know Patrice O'Neal call shows, then you should. You got to break down a woman's finesse game in real time. Yeah, man, yeah. And I still got a few interviews, man. I'm just an awful interviewer, and I don't feel like rigging up to make it look, because it was just like a screen, and I was talking on a microphone with one girl. I had another girl on video. I forgot why I even did with that video. I'm trying to think. I can't even remember what I did with that. I just hate the interview and shit. There was one guy here, see, okay, this is something that I've just always been weird about. When I was younger, when I'd be like 20, I remember my cousin used to always ask for pictures of my girlfriends. And I just never think to take a picture of somebody or like record shit like when it's happened. I'm not that type of dude. I'm just living in the action of the moment type of thing. I've never thought to do that. And I remember after years, I finally started actually bringing the girlfriends over to his place because he never would see them, like because I would never bring a picture. I never thought to like take a phone out and and snap a picture. I'm just that type of dude. But there's a guy he flew here. He was here last month, and we ended up going to this bar, and these little 20-year-old girls in there, and like you couldn't get them to leave. Like after we started talking to them, they was just studying in Denmark, I think. Copenhagen. But yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a fucking jet engine, man. It's the PlayStation's loud as fuck. Did I just come in this door? I forgot. No, it's right here. Hello, Albert Chang. Sims? I've only played The Sims on iPad, which I loved it. I got addicted to it. I was addicted to that shit. What the fuck? Wait, how do I? That's it. That's how they do it. Yo. Okay, let me do this. Ah. I knew it was a Japanese person. I knew it. They always do shit like this. Oh, motherfucker. I'm not doing this. Fucking Japanese, they always do shit like, they always do some fucking asshole. Like, it's either too simple, it's either way too easy, or it's way too difficult. And it's always like, and usually it's like this fucking perfect pixel shit you gotta do to get over it. I don't know why the fuck, like, I gotta go to an Asian country to figure out, like, these little intricacies about, like, why are they so caught up on this perfectional shit? Perfectionist, not perfectional, perfectionist shit. Yeah, they just need a running start. But yeah, the thing is, I need some money. The thing is with that outfit, with that hammer shit, is when you hit the button to get a running start, you're gonna use that hammer and it's gonna crack whatever's underneath you, so you're gonna fall. Well, at least that's what I think was gonna happen. Maybe it wouldn't. Too late now. This is like might be something decent. Fuck. That was some weak shit. Oh, I meant to hold it.
Oh no!
I fucked that up. Wouldn't that shit be gangster? Like, what if you could like just start spinning and start jumping on fucking needles and shit? Like, would that be gangster as fuck? Like, you just start spinning, you just jump on motherfuckers biting you. Your feet just turn bulletproof for no reason. Hit a Michael Jackson moonwalker on them bitches.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
This can probably be some stupid shit. This reminded me of Dashy. Weirdly, that's the one game streamer dude that I remember. I can remember. He's like this kind of like big Mexicans. It is this the silly goofy shit. I'm not gonna play this. He's like, if I remember, he's that yeah. He's kind of like this big, not big, but he's definitely not. He's bigger than I am. Oh shit. Dashy's the one. I don't even remember seeing like 2 videos from him though. I ain't really get it, but I'm sure he's a popular dude. If I stumbled across him. First level of my, so watch this be a fucking, that's why I be feeling kind of bad sometimes. Like, this is probably a fucking, a fucking 8-year-old kid making a level, and I'm over like, man, that shit is straight garbo. Throw this shit in the trash. Little fucking 8-year-old. He hurt his feelings and shit. I tried my best. Well, try harder next time. Fucked it up. 35-year-old man playing a 9-year-old. That's alright. That's alright. Scum survival game. No, I played this game. I played some survival. It was once I can't remember. I had it on Steam back in the US. I played it a couple times. I can't think of the name of it though. But a friend of mine, his girl used to love playing that shit. So we all played it a couple times together. I ain't like it. 4 out of 10, yeah. For some reason, I can't make a level for shit. Don't know why. Just editing just ain't my thing. Yeah, I never even tried it. And I think I tried it like once or twice. I just got bored with it. Like immediately, as soon as I opened that editor, I was like, yeah, I'm checking out. I can't do this. But again, okay. But then too, I got this shit. I got Mario Maker 2 pretty late. Oh, fuck that up already. I'm not doing that. Quick, okay, mamma mia. How about? Oh, I'm gonna get Mario Party. I'm gonna give him that shit. Look gangster from what I remember. Mario. That was pure luck. I didn't even. I'm just going. I was just running to the right and jumping. I ain't know what the fuck was gonna happen next, for real. Now I'm going all slow and shit. I don't know how to fly, man. Does anybody know how to fly? I never learned how to fly because they be doing that about that. I never learned how to do that shit. Oh, that was a Yoshi right there, you fucking asshole. I never learned how to fly. Oh, and it's gone now? YOLO! Ah! He got me. Man, you a fucking hater, man. Why would you do that? Same shit again. You press forward to go down, then back to go. See, I kept hitting. I always thought it was like you had to keep pressing down and up. I never knew that. And I still can't shell jump. Yo, I tried to put the brakes on. Y'all see that time? I tried to he was like on that, hit that shit. That motherfucker, I tried to put the brakes on. No, not in this snow. We need them some snow boots for that, baby. Almost fell off right there. Fuck! That's a hard jump, man. Maybe if I'm gonna try it. Just. Like, what if this shit was like real life? Like, what if you could just hit blocks and a fucking vine would just start growing and you could climb up? That'd be fucking crazy. Like, what if this shit was real? Like, for real, that shit would be fucking crazy. Damn. Switch was still a disappointment. Yeah. For real, I got buyer's remorse for it. I for real do, man. I just don't be telling nobody. But I have buyer's remorse. Like I really. Ah, mother! Are you fucking serious? I ain't know he fell out the whole thing when you jumped on him. I thought he stayed in it. I got buyer's remorse for buying a Switch for real. If I get okay, if I go back in time, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have just illegally downloaded my shit like a respectable human would do, instead of do some shit like buy a Switch. Fuck you. What? He ain't even got his spikes out no more, son. He retracted them shits. I really want this. I want that Steam Deck for real. But with them scalpers, man, I know I ain't getting ready to buy that shit because they gonna be talking about some $1,500, $15,000. Hold on, let me focus. Fuck you, bitch. How about that? And it was right here too. What if I fucked that up and yeah, all you do is play emulator. Yeah, man, that's because y'all see that shit when Nintendo was on. Nintendo tried to fucking. They gonna charge you $50 now for the online shit. They online, like yo, you can't even play an online match on your Switch because it's gonna be lagging. I'm not getting ready to pay. Like yo, they lucky I paid for this shit. And the only reason why I renewed my subscription now is because I wanted to try this channel out and play this. If it wasn't for that, and you can always get some content out of this game to play. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have paid for it. I wouldn't have paid for this. It was like $20 a year. It's fucking trash, man. Like Nintendo need to get their shit together, man. Like I really wish, I really hope that like the Steam Deck just like is everything that they say it is and just wipes these motherfuckers out. Cause I got buyer's remorse for real. I really want to play that other Paper Mario. I want to play that original Paper Mario. That shit was gangster. Because I had that on the emulator on my phone. I had that original Paper Mario on an emulator on my phone, right? And I was like, yo, and I remember I was laying in the bed playing that shit like all day. Because that was back when you could actually die in a Mario, you know what I'm saying, in a Paper Mario. That was before it really did this hand holding shit, right? Cause like now you can't die in Pokemons. If you play Pokemon, like motherfucker, you are not going to you have to try to die now, type of shit. Like back when I had Pokemon Yellow, them motherfuckers didn't give a fuck. You just come out that cave with 2 HP and there's a health station right there. And motherfuckers say, hey, let's battle. Like, yo, I'm hobbling out this cave. And now we got to do a whole nother battle. And this motherfucker got 5 different Pokemons. And I got 3 Pokemon left with 2 with 8 HP. and one potion to make it out, and the motherfuckers will stomp you into the ground. Like nowadays, you can't die. It's predictable. You know, once you get the motions, you know what's getting ready to happen. That's it. But no, that old Paper Mario was gangster. I want to play that because I had it on I had a Samsung S8, I think. And I was playing the emulator, but the thing was, when I was playing that emulator, it just finally fucked up. Like, right, it fucked up, and where I would save it, it was right before I was in this castle, and the save spots, it was fucked up. Like every time I would save it and I'd turn it off, I would come back to play it again. I'd be like way further back than where I actually saved it. And so I just said, fuck, I'm not getting ready to do that again. Because that was back when you can actually die in a game. Like now, with the Paper Mario I got now in the other room, the new one, you can't, it's the same shit. I mean, I think you can die if you fuck up. It's not as forgiving as the new Pokemon's, but I think you can still die if you mess around, stop paying attention. Type of thing, yeah, you can, but it's just like it's just trash, man. It's garbage. I got buyer's remorse for this shit, for real. I can't even lie, I really do. I got buyer's remorse for it. Spore, I always wanted to play Spore. I never played it. The game developers probably just got lazy. Yeah. You also got to remember it takes a lot of thought and strategy to make those games hard as fuck. Yeah, that's true, Elijah. Yeah. To make them hard to the point where because I heard that with the new Metroid, because I did play the old Metroids on Super Nintendo. I never beat one because I get tired of that backtracking shit. But I remember you had to conserve your missiles and shit like that. Where like now you ain't got to conserve missiles. You just give people they don't run out of missiles now. And it's a whole quick time event how you beat somebody. But no, yeah, I got buyer's remorse for this Switch. Like, if I could, like, I would just get all my, because I got the drift shit on the Joy-Con. I'm like, Nintendo's next console it better be something. What's this motherfucker? I want that mushroom. Get that shit out of there. Come on, buddy. Nintendo's next system better be some shit like, yo, Nintendo better get their act together. And I really hope that Steam Deck finally pushes them in that right direction to do it. I really hope that, I think that Steam Deck is gonna do it. As long as scalpers don't just take it over and people actually buy it. But here's the thing. Okay, but the other part with that shit, man. Here's the thing. With the Switch was still capable of making some gangster shit. Like I like Mario. I love Mario Odyssey. Breath of the Wild was gangster. I still love this shit, but like they just it wasn't. I don't think it was really from. Oh, I know I can shoot it down. It really wasn't. The hardware, man. It was like they just stopped giving a fuck. Kill me. Oh, I was supposed to kill. Man, ain't nobody doing that. I was supposed to kill 21 of those things. I didn't even see it. But yeah, man, and like if the next Switch doesn't come out with some old super gangster shit, like I am not touching it. I am not gonna buy it. I am not touching, I'm not spending any more money for Nintendo until they get off their fucking ass and stop coming out with some same old shit. What is this? I want a time limit. Oh shit. That wasn't a gangster time limit. Yeah, Odyssey was gangsta. I loved Odyssey. I for real, like Odyssey was one of them games. Odyssey, like with Breath of the Wild, both of them was Odyssey and Breath of the Wild was two games that I literally would like go. I would wake up playing it and go to sleep playing. And I say this, you know when a game is like, I know when a game is real good, right? To me. So when a game is real good to me is when I've been playing it, like waking up and going to sleep playing it, and I start feeling bad, like it's getting ready to come to an end, and I for real don't want to progress much anymore. Like I want to stay in that world. Like that's when a game for me is like. Now on the flip side, a game like Nier Automata, like you never really knew when that game was gonna end. So it was like I was already programmed for that way of thinking. Like, I've been playing this game for about 6 hours now, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Like it's got to be coming to an end sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Nier Automata was one of them type of games. Nier Automata, I didn't know this going into them Nier games, but they all got like at least 3 endings, right? And the 3 endings usually take you down a whole different path. It's not one of them cheap 3 endings where like now you play as Sarah, but it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? You just Dante in the skin as Sarah. It's like slightly different fucking text. Like it's a whole different storyline type of shit. And that's how Nier Automata had its own thing, But yeah, Mario Odyssey, loved that shit. I loved every second of Mario Odyssey, every second of Zelda. I didn't like Astral Chain. I just bought this game last night for like $3. I really want to play that. I'm trying to think of another game I really genuinely enjoyed other than this for a while. I mean, I enjoy it for its own reasons, but I can't even think of another game I genuinely fucking like. Bayonetta. I always like Bayonetta. I'll get Bayonetta. Those are platinum games. I always like platinum games, except for that Astral Chain. Astral Chain was just like the ass of. It was like it felt like Astral Chain was made by all the worst parts of platinum games. Like everybody who got fired from platinum games got hired to make Astral Chain. Like that's what I felt. I just didn't care for it. If you like Bayonetta and Vanquish, like you don't like Astral Chain was like a complete step in the wrong direction. Except for that whole like the kind of art style type of shit. The little outlandish, not outlandish, but the kind of eccentric storyline or character, the reason for the characters being there type of shit. Oh, there's one game I want to play that remind me of Astral Chain. No, I'm not gonna get the Switch OLED, Elijah. I'm kind of interested in first-person shooters. There's one game that looks like Astral Chain. It looks like Astral Chain if Astral Chain had been good. Let me look this up real fast. I forget the name of it. But it's on PS4 though. It's on PS4 and PS5. I don't even know how to find it. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. I think Astria Ascending. Is this it? No, that ain't it. Because it looked like I said, if Astral Chain had been good, that's what Astral Chain would have been. I can't find it. Oh, Astro's Playroom, that was good on PS4 VR. That was real fun. I think that Astro's Playroom shit. Y'all, hold on, let me see. Can y'all see that? That Astro's Playroom. Can y'all see that? that game single-handedly in VR, that game could overtake anything Mario's done. Those motherfuckers, they did a great job. Astro's Playroom and playing that in VR, that's a whole nother experience than playing Mario. Like Astro's Playroom is seriously the successor to Mario for like in that 3D shit. Like Nintendo is on. Nintendo is hobbling. All right, for real. Don't let that Mario Party shit fool you. Like Nintendo is hobbling. Them motherfuckers is running out of ideas and shit. They are hobbling. For real. Like they getting lucky because motherfuckers just can't get over Mario. like okay, Mario and Nintendo is Mario and Nintendo is like, for those of y'all who know the NFL, Mario and Nintendo is like AJ Green, what AJ Green was to the Bengals. Like AJ Green, as soon as AJ Green got hurt, the Bengals they were absolute garbage. And I used to be mad because of that, because they based their whole offense and existence off one player, and then when that one player got hurt, they were useless. What's this? But Mario, Nintendo is hot. I for real got buyer's remorse with this shit, man. I really do. That's when you know you're getting old. None of the new games are getting appealing yet. Oh, I was on it. This motherfucker. That motherfucker is doing laps. The Bengals need to go ahead and sign him. Put his ass at wide receiver. Put Yoshi at wide receiver. That motherfucker is doing laps. And look at his feet. Like, that motherfucker is running so fast, his feet don't even bend. That motherfucker's just staying straight. He just flapping them bitches. I wonder, could you imagine the muscle strength in Yoshi's feet to be able to do that? That motherfucker that's gangster. You can't make that up. Fuck you, Bowser. Oh. Yo, these hating ass. Oh. Many men wish death upon me, blood in my dog, and I can't
Oh
see.
yeah, Mario time.
I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. Gotcha games. Oh man, Albert Chain, did you play? Speaking of gotcha, did you play the Near Reincarnation? Did anybody play that? I tried playing it just because I love the Near stories so much, but I just couldn't keep, and a lot of people just gave up on it. I wasn't the only one. But I just couldn't keep that shit going. But I heard that, I don't even know, I still don't really understand what gotcha. From what I understand of it, is like, it's just gambling. Oh, do I really gotta do that? Oh, I'm fucking tripping. I thought I had to. Okay, I'm tripping. Wait, how the fuck do I get this? Because the flag is underneath these ice blocks. That's the end of the level, but I can't do it unless I have a firefly to burn it. But I can't even get over the top. How do I do this? And I can't, because if I was bigger, I could break it. How the fuck do I do this? Wall jump and ground pound the brick. Well, yeah, if I wall jump though, but I gotta keep the big mushroom. And there's no way to keep the big mushroom, make it up here without taking damage. You see, like, cause I can't make it up there unless I'm fucking. Unless they put a hidden block somewhere. And you know what? That's something I wish they would. I wish they would add in a way to like see how somebody did it, and then maybe like once you watch how somebody did it, then you wouldn't get the credit for completing it or something like that. Because I got no idea what to do. Yeah, Elijah Pippen. Yeah. They made sure that. So I'm guessing there's probably like a hidden block or something. And I ain't nobody got time for it. If the clear rate is that high, it must have been something. Now I'm curious because the clear rate usually for levels like that, the clear rate is much lower if it was something real difficult. So it must be just like a hidden block or something. And then on top of that, can you guys see that to the left? The record was 7 seconds. So motherfucker flew over there that quick. Somebody. How did they do that? That's what it was. You get the, okay, you got the star. I ran away too quick the first time. That's what it was. I ran too fast. AD, are you gonna be old? I mean, are you gonna be Super Mario RPG for NES? Yeah, I checked. I remember I didn't like that when I was a kid and I played it. Because I remember I loved back then. That was like, you know, top of the line art style back then. And I remember I used to want to play it because I loved the art style, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? I was real bad at RPGs when I was a little kid. So, but now I wouldn't mind playing that again. That turn-based shit. I'm still not good at turn-based shit. I think this is a wall jump, and I'm fucked. No, it's not. Oh, that was it right there. Oh, okay, okay. I think I got it. Fucked it up again. Because he has to, that turtle has to bounce off that thing, and that's a janky mechanic. That's a janky mechanic, man. Oh, I'm trying to get that. Okay, I'm just doing some dumb shit. I'm overcomplicating it. Yeah, that's why I always say the success of the Wii is kind of what ruined Nintendo. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the success of the Wii ruined Nintendo on that level of being able to completely get by with like basic ass graphics, where everybody else was chasing and that is a positive part of Nintendo's game plan, is like you can really you can go back and play a lot of Nintendo games and like and it wouldn't take you long to, you know what I'm saying, like to master the shit. Well, I don't say master, but it wouldn't take you long to get good at it. Whereas like if you go back and play a PlayStation, like the first PlayStation, you go back and play a game on there, like you just can't do it. Like the camera's off as fuck. Like it's just terrible. Like, so where Nintendo, like from what I remember, what I see in Nintendo's strength was in the core mechanics, and graphics came except for, you know, the Super. I mean, the Nintendo 64 was about from what I remember, the Nintendo 64 was their last go at being like a graphical powerhouse. Because I still remember playing Mario 64 for the first time in Blockbuster. That shit was fucking groundbreaking, son. The audio, just the 3D, that was pretty much that was great. That was the Grand Theft Auto before Grand Theft. I remember the first time I played Grand Theft Auto 3. I remember because I was on. Hang on. Oh, this is the most silly shit. This is just some silly shit. I shouldn't even play this. So the first time I played Grand Theft Auto 3, I remember my dad, he was dating this woman who had like she had grown kids, and the dudes he had it, and I ain't know what it was. So I remember he was playing it. I was over there hanging out with him. He was a real cool dude, man. And he was driving. I remember looking at it because I ain't seen him get out the car yet. He was just in the car driving. It had the radio, and I remember looking at it. And I was like, oh, that's not a bad. You know, it's not a bad driving game. It's not the best looking driving game, but it's not bad. You know, it's like some driver shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a big open world for you to drive around in. and then this motherfucker got out the car. Yo, my brain was like, y'all know that? Like, yo, this motherfucker got out the car. Back then, you ain't do that. This is when Grand Theft Auto 3 first came out. A game didn't do that. You had to be in the car or out. You had to pick one before that mission started. that was in the PO days. You had to pick one. You couldn't have both in the same level. Or if you got lucky and a game did do that shit, like the whole screen went black and it just came back and you was in the car type shit. Like it was the animation where you actually physically got in that motherfucker and then you just start switching radio stations and driving off. Then no, you ain't do that. You had to pick one. And really, I don't even think any games had it. You know what I'm saying? Before there was Grand Theft Auto was on that overhead view shit, but that was it was cool, but it wasn't like Grand Theft Auto 3 was next level shit. But Mario 64 was pretty much like it was that same wow factor when I seen how clear and at the time that shit was clear and crisp. Now, you know what I'm saying, that's a low-end cell phone game now. But at the time when Mario 64 was like, Mario 64 back then was like seeing, because some of y'all are maybe like in your late teens, early 20s. So seeing Mario 64 back then was about the equivalent of seeing an 8K television now. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, it looks so clear and crisp. I remember the first time I seen HD. It was the same. The first time I had HD in my place. It was like looking at like diamond crystal clear. Like it was unbelievable. 1080p, man. That shit was unbelievable, son. You just couldn't comprehend it. It was just, you had to because it was there, but it was just like complete. I ain't playing that shit. It was complete. Yeah, I'm racist as fuck when it comes to playing Japanese motherfuckers on here because they make too damn hard levels, or it's too easy. One or two. James for pizza. I'll get you some pizza then, fam. Clear rate 7%. This is gonna be awful. We gonna play it. Oh, this that night shit, so I'm gonna be floating again. I hate that floating or playing upside down shit or in the dark. Oh, I'm not floating. Okay. Oh, I fucked up. I know I did.
Oh no!
That's me being stupid. You was 3 with Mario 6 Mario. Okay, yeah. That was like Mario 64. Fuck.
No.
Mario 64 was the shit. Hey, you wanna know what's crazy? This is just what I think about, you know what I'm saying, as I'm getting older, like, you know what I'm saying, with little kids now, all they know is smartphones. Like they coming into the game with smartphones. Yo, I remember it, man. Cause I'm 35, so to some of y'all that's young and to some of y'all that's old, some of us are the same age. But goofy motherfucker. But smartphones was just. I remember I had the iPod Touch first, because I remember I wanted an iPod, right? I wanted, because this was back when iPod was like some hot shit. The fact that you can keep some fucking music on something in your pocket and start listening to it. And it wasn't a cassette player or a CD or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was some shit that was like, compact like that. And so I was trying to buy all these like little aftermarket ones, right? I was like Insignia, Sony's. I was like, yo, man, they was just garbage. They were garbo, like these levels on Mario Maker. They were straight garbo, right? And I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna buy an iPod. And then it was right when the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch is pretty much just like the phone without the actual phone part. Like not counting the Wi-Fi, but like the telephone number part, right? So I bought that because a friend of mine had an iPod, but he had the one that had that little scrolling wheel shit, which was still gangster. But really he couldn't do anything else but play music. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go all out. I bought the iPod Touch. And that was so revolutionary at the time because that was the period when shit started to change up, man. Hold Let me make myself bigger real fast. See how this plays out. Because it should be better quality because I'm using my phone now. Okay. So that was when, okay, there was like a smartphone out there. We just gonna take a trip down memory lane and shit, right? There was a smartphone out back then, and it was called the BlackBerry. For like, you know, the younger guys who don't know what this is, the BlackBerry was like this shit. So you didn't even call it a smartphone yet. You motherfuckers asked, they asked if you got a BlackBerry, right? BlackBerry was like the shit. Like, cause it looked like Windows when you open it. Like, it looked like you was using Windows XP on the little motherfucker. And I never had one, but I grew up in the suburbs, so there was a lot of dudes, a lot of people who did have them. And the thing was, they was even selling them for like $100 on a cell phone plan back then. So it was a lot of people with them. I never actually had a BlackBerry. It was pretty much, but from what I seen, it was like a smartphone, but it still had the buttons and it had this like tiny little mouse ball scroll wheel thing in the middle. You scroll up and shit. You know what I'm saying? But they looked gangster, and I always wanted one, but I never had one. But when I seen that iPod Touch, that was complete next level. Apple single-handedly just annihilated any afterthought of BlackBerry. Apple just wiped that shit off the planet. Like, it was there was no comparison. It was like comparing like Prince to Lenny Kravitz. Like, you just couldn't come. It was, I mean, they both did the same shit, but that motherfucker, like Prince, was just on a whole nother level. Right? Lenny Kravitz had to just hope to just hang in there. Hang in there. Lift your chin up. That's the heavy bag. Put your chin up, slugger. That's what I be telling my girl when she be punching the heavy bag. I be playing with her like, keep your chin up, slugger. But but the iPod Touch, man, yeah, the iPod Touch, that was some gangster shit. Because I remember because I brought it home, and I was playing with it, I couldn't stop looking at it. Because you can actually go on the internet with it, like the for real internet, not that bullshit BlackBerry. That BlackBerry internet was some bullshit. This was like the for real internet on the phone, or something in your hand. That was it was unheard. I remember I showed my dad, and he couldn't stop playing with it. I gave it to him, and he was over there like, he was watching videos. I could watch videos on YouTube on this shit. Like, what the fuck? It was unbelievable, man. But BlackBerry, that was the shit. BlackBerry was the shit. Until Apple came in. They stomped that shit out of existence. That's how I felt about the Luigi Mansion and GameCube, though. I never got to play Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. I only played the one on Switch, and I ain't like it. Because I just didn't like it. It felt like it was some old goofy. Okay, what I was imagining Luigi's Mansion to be like Ghostbusters. It had a little element of catching ghosts, but like it was really like a kind of like a more puzzle type game than that. Like because there was a gangster Ghostbusters that came out on Xbox 360. I still love that game. I think they remade it. I remember I got stuck on some level. I just gave up on it. But it was a real good game. Ghostbusters. It was one. Now there was another Ghostbusters that was garbage. But there was one. It was on Xbox 360, and that was legitimately a good game. It was pretty much like Gears of War, like that camera angle and how you moved and shit. It was Gears of War, but you was chasing ghosts and you had the stream, and it was gangster. It was hot. Sega CD. Oh man, I hated Sega CD, man. A friend of mine had that shit, and we couldn't figure it out. Because some of the games tried to be too realistic for its time. It was like that Mortal Kombat motion capture shit, but it was like all pre-made shit that you had to do in this basketball game. It was awful. When I was young, I really wanted an iPod for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, man, iPods was gangster. Especially when you was younger, man. Because when you're younger, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't get a phone playing like that. So iPod, yes. Oh, I remember Sidekicks. Yeah, Sidekicks are pretty much just like a text messaging machine. That's all. For what I remember, a two-way. We did the two-way. It was just a pager that had text messaging capable. Yo, I still remember when text messaging became a thing, and I remember before it was a thing, and I remember there was this girl, this cute girl too. She was telling us how it was this tutoring room, and she was like, yeah, you could just send a text message. And I was like in them old, like, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers making fun of, like, you know, old people. Well, text message? What's that? And she's like, yeah, all you have to go here and you just send a message and you can actually write out what you want to say, and it was free. Because they didn't know motherfuckers used it. It used to be, text messaging was free now. But back then, text messaging, they didn't know, nobody knew what text messaging was. So I remember, yeah, she told, and then after we learned it, we started doing it, and then they started charging like 10 cents per text message, some silly shit like that. You know, now text messaging is free again with any phone plan, with most phone plans. But yeah, the two-way, all that shit, man. From what I remember, two-way, all that shit. It was just a text messaging. It was a pager that could text back, and motherfuckers was like trying to flaunt that shit on they waist, like it was, you know what I'm saying, like it was a fucking Glock or something. Shit was stupid. I didn't even care for one back then. A friend of mine, I remember he went crazy for one, and he spent all his little check on that, just to text. Just to write back and forth. Son, everybody had a BlueBerry in like 2010. Yo, I ain't even have a BlueBerry. Yeah, 2010. That was when I was in college then. That 2010. That was an era when iPhone was just like nobody could compete with the iPhone. I think the S6 was out. I think the S6 was about the first. The S5 and S6 were the first phones that anybody else had made that could genuinely compete with the iPhone in all the areas. Like the iPhone was just like nobody could compete with them back then. Like because the touchscreens were just janky as fuck. You'd try to touch here and it wouldn't register, or they were just janky, man. But I remember back around 2010, that was when the S5, S6, that shit was out. Maybe even S4. Like, but before then, like iPhone was just on top of everything. But I ain't have a BlackBerry. I never owned a BlackBerry. BlackBerry, the smartphones. Yeah, iPhone made it smartphone. Well, no, that's what it was. I think if I remember correctly, it was BlackBerry, then it was smartphone, and then it was iPhone. And then iPhone just kind of became like, when you said smartphone, motherfuckers just immediately thought of iPhone. And then it's kind of, I think, and then now that all the other like Huawei's and Samsungs, like they all caught up. Now it's just all smartphone type of thing. Yeah, I didn't like Luigi's Mansion 3. I didn't like that shit at all, man. I ain't care for it. I didn't even beat it. I traded it in before I didn't even beat it. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be I never had a track phone. I know what they are, but I never had one. Because here, the reason why I never had a track phone is because, well, in Ohio we had Cincinnati Bell, and Cincinnati Bell was cheaper to get a Cincinnati Bell than a track phone. That's why I never had a track phone. And because I had no money when I was in college, man. I remember, when I was in college, like I be telling motherfuckers over here, because they automatically think you just rich because you American and shit. Like I am not rich, one, and two. I remember I'd be in college. I still remember that shit, man. Like I would be in college for real and have like legit like $3 the last like 3 weeks. And had the refrigerator just filled with eggs and ramen. And you can make a lot, weirdly enough, you can make it taste very differently with just, you know what I'm saying, like a packet and some eggs and some ramen. You learn how to cook that shit in different ways. You can make that shit last. So what I used to do when I was in college, man, back then I was really into computers. I've lost all interest in computers since, man. But back then I was really into computers, and I used to just fix people's computers. And so what I used to do was I used to fix it at an unbeatable rate. Like I would charge people like $10, $20, man, and have the computer fixed and ready to go. Back then computers were different than they are now. Back then most of all you had to do was just defragment it, clean up shit and then defragment it. That usually fix 95% of the problems. And if not, you can just wipe the whole hard drive, just reinstall Windows on it again, and, you know, ask them what they want off of it, and, you know, save that. But like I used to have the computer up and ready to go and be calling somebody it's ready like 2 and 3 hours, max 3 hours later. So when you just undercut the market like that, shit like Geek Squad and shit, like when you just undercut the market that by that much of a price, and on top of that, you gotta have reputable people back, and you say send your shit to him. Oh, you'd have just I would just be just backed up with computers. It was ridiculous. So that was how I got out of being like dead broke in college. Well, I started out running hookers. That was about my first gig. My first thing was running, because I had a car. So I would run hookers around. That was my first thing. Then after that, it went to the computer thing. But yeah, I remember being like, because that's how I used to go to food pantries. I would go to food pantries, get the free food. You know, most churches, they'll do it. Not churches chicken, but churches like, like, you know, where you go praise Jesus and shit. They would give you like, or sometimes they would just give you like a bag full of shit, or other times you'd have to go in and they give you like this little shopping cart, and you were already, you know, entitled to like, you know, eggs, milk, shit like that. But sometimes they would have like extra shit, and you could like pick if you want this type of bread or this type of meat or whatever the fuck. And it'd be a lot of it be good shit too, man. I remember after I got out of being like dead fucking broke, what I used to do, I just made a habit of it. So I remember when I was in college, like I used to watch, because I started out like broke as fuck in college, and it was a huge group of friends. We all used to play music and shit together and go to parties and shit, right? So, and at the end of semesters, everybody usually be going dead broke, and after about 2 or 3 semesters of that, because you just ran the money, because you get your little financial aid check or some shit. Like I was on financial aid back. That's before I went to the military. I was on the financial aid shit. And you get and I was still, you know, young enough to where I wasn't independent, so you wouldn't get any money for that shit, man, back then. Like, so I remember at the end of the semester, we'd all be dead fucking broke. And after about 2 or 3 semesters of that shit, I finally got tired of it, man. I learned how to move on my own. I wasn't on my own. I was still going to food pantries, but I learned how to like not just sit around and be dumb and broke type of thing. And luckily, where I lived promoted that growth, because some of you guys out there are living in areas where you just don't got these options. I was living in a city, a small city, but I was living in a city, so I had those options. So after about like the 3rd or 4th semester, we were on quarters back then. After about the 3rd or 4th quarter, after about you know 75% of a year, you know, that type of shit. The same friends, they start the semester out eating the luxurious foods, and by the time the semester was ending, they'd be broke as fuck, struggling to eat, struggling to do anything, and my refrigerator would be full of food from food pantries. I just wouldn't even spend any money. I just filled my refrigerator up with food from the food pantries, homeless shelters. They'd have pantries, like, and I even rigged it up, right? I rigged it up, because here's the thing with food pantries is you usually can only go to one time per month. So what I did was I went out to I found other churches that did it, and would go to like this church, you know, the first weekend, and the second church the other weekend, the third church the other weekend. So every week I had, you know, a constant flow of food coming in from the food pantries. And that's how I saved a lot of money in that time. Well, I didn't have a lot of money. That's how I saved at the time. I saved a lot of money doing that. But yeah. That broke shit is not fun. That shit. But then also, like, I was in school, man, so I had a perspective to get out. Yeah, my dad used to have a pager too, Albert. My dad, he had a pager too. I vaguely remember the number to it. Man, this gaming stream is legendary. Got to get back to work. Peace out. Hey, see you, D, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. Julian, interested in how this unbeatable rate culture with you didn't change on this channel. I don't really get where that's going. Unbeatable rate. Well, okay, for me, okay, when I say unbeatable, okay, well, I guess the way you're going with the channel is with unbeatable rate. In the last live stream, I went in about that. About why I went to Patreon. Well, because people kept talking me into doing Patreon for like months. Like I never wanted to do it, and then one guy he like walked me through it, and blah blah blah. So I did it, and there was no content. So it snowballed into this shit. But here's the thing, like when it comes to consultations and shit like that, like anybody who's ever had a consultation with me will tell you I have never, ever set any price. I'm gonna open this door. Be right back. But I've never ever set any price. I never said like I'm not talking to you unless you pay me type of shit. I've never like anybody who's ever had a call with me will never tell you that I've pulled something like, oh, you can't talk to me unless you pay me, like the payment is $60 or $100 or $200 or $500. I've never said, you know, if anything, when somebody asks me how much, because I'll get asked, like, you know, how much do you charge to talk? I say, look, if you pay me whatever you think it was worth. If you don't think it was worth anything, then don't pay me nothing. If you just want to show respect on your end, then that's cool too. Or maybe you just want, you know, for whatever reason, you feel like, you know, you want to support me or, you know, show respect or show love for the channel, whatever the fuck like that. That's perfectly cool. Like, I'm not gonna like reject you for it. Or you guys couldn't even see that. But I've never done the thing of like, you know, one phone call equals, you know, X amount of dollars. I've never done that. It's a German dude. 3 out of 30 link. Let's see what this is about. Oh, they soft locked me. Can't get out. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I switched it. Like I said, this is my first time attempt at gaming online. Well, like with me in the video. I know what I gotta do. Oh, shit. Fuck that up. Yo, Mario, what's up, man? You gonna make this a separate channel? Yeah. I just did this world record. No, I'm whack. I got a world record for that. Yeah, I'm gonna make like probably name it like ADTV or something, like a channel where I just do gaming and talk about shit. Make like a separate gaming channel. Or I might put this on the Red Pills Travel. I might just rename it. I might put it up on that channel. And just make it put in 2 categories. Like for gaming, for like games, and then like, because somebody brought that up to me a while back. How, like, they asked me how come I don't make any more Red Pill Travel stuff anymore. So I need to start doing that again. And we got another hater. Oh, you motherfucking hater. I've never got hit by that sun before. That's the first time ever that sun has ever got, even when I was a little kid, I never got hit by that motherfucker. I used to be weaving. Red Pill Gaming and Travels. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Red Pill Gaming and Travels. I'm gonna just put it up on there. Gears 2? Oh, I'm just looking at Buttermilk Jesus. Gears 2. I was not a fan of Gears of War. Fuck you too, Mario. I was not a fan of Gears. I won't say I was a fan of. I'm not doing this. Japanese people, yeah. Picture perfect shit. What? Is Chainslayer here, Che? Can you educate us on why the fuck do Asian countries always make levels that are like either super easy or insanely like that level's not insanely difficult, but it's there's only got an 8% success rate, but it's just here's another Japanese like watch look here we go 8 out of 16. Why is that, man? Like, what the fuck? What is it with these cultures? Is it the cult? It's gotta be because it's always these countries that do it. The South Korea and Japanese motherfuckers. They always do this.
Oh no!
So you gotta be fast as hell, and I'm not that fast.
Oh no!
I'm not doing it. ADTV. Yeah, I've been meaning to make a part 2 to that on my Patreon channel, on Patreon shit. I made an ADTV video about that, about my life living with a spouse and shit. I can't even see where I am. I can't remember if I could jump on him or not. Because different Marios can do different shit. I can't remember if I could jump on him. Okay, I can jump.
Oh no!
For real. That's how it is. That's what goes on in these streets. I probably should just jump over. Yo, what the fuck? Did it again. Ain't nobody got time for that. I made you playing it, Elijah. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm gonna start like an actual story game. Like next time I do a game streaming thing, like this is I'm gonna do an actual something that's gonna get somewhere. Like I said, this is just a YOLO first attempt. It's the same level. Yo, they got me. 2 hours, 2.5. I'm gonna go to 3 hours. I'm gonna cut it off. What story game you had in mind? Well, I just bought this game for $3 yesterday, and I want to play that. What's this? But I don't know. Well, somebody recommended the Dragon Ball Z. Finally, you can do that with Yoshi.
Oh no!
I am not getting ready to do all that again. Oh, I know I can eat them. Okay. That was just super close. I should have made that. Oh, yeah. Yo, what the Oh, they got me for real. Yo, I'm jumping on him. Oh shit! Bowser. Mouth full of lava. Look at Yoshi. Mouth full of lava. Ready to spit it out on your face, Bowser. Fuck you, Bowser. 4 minutes of ass whooping. Fuck you, Bowser. What's your friend's code? I don't know. How I look it up? Here it is. Damn, I played this for 140 hours or more. I delete every other thing. This is the only game I play on here. There it is. So you can probably pause that. SW08. But I barely ever check this shit. Oh, this is the game I just bought. Hob, whatever that is. It was like $2, but I was watching this review on somewhere on YouTube, and it looked like something I kind of be interested in, so I bought it for like $2. It's just all this other shit. I thought about playing this Lego game. Can y'all see that, or does it automatically block it out? Oh, you can see that. I'm gonna play a couple more, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn off and just hang out and talk about shit. Okay, okay, I got a friend's request. I don't even know how to accept it. Do I accept it? This is the first time I've ever gone this far into the Nintendo. I've never even seen that menu before. Todos los jefes. How you say that? Todos los jefes. Todos. Todos. Enemigos. Damn, I know he could. What? I know he could do that. Motherfucker. You gonna roll with this? We gonna roll with Yoshi. Oh, I should have practiced flying, because I don't know how to fly. Yeah, I'm gonna practice after I beat this punk ass bitch. I ain't got enough space to do it. Oh, that's how you do it? I ain't never... Whoever commented that, you taught me something on Mario I've never known how to do. Ever. Anyway, for real. I really ain't make that for real. They gave that to me. That was hot. Bounced right back on Yoshi. Yep, that's it for me. Oh, I could just... I ain't even see that. Yoshi's dumb ass still running around. Fucking ladybug just flew in. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. So, hey, you ever played Doom? No, never played Doom. Never played. I played Quake. My dad used to my dad used to love this game called Quake. I think they even came back out with it again. I think they came back out with Quake recently. He used to love playing Quake. But yeah, and Quake kind of had that same dynamic as Quake had that same dynamic as Grand Theft Auto, kind of that sandbox shit where you didn't really know you didn't really know, like, okay, like you can shoot something at one monster and then the monster might fuck around and get to a fight and kill another monster for you. Like, that was the first time I'd ever seen that. And it was a game my dad, he used to love playing those old Quakes. It was a really great sandbox game, especially back. That was before the days of like stuff like that I know of. Maybe it was other games I just don't know of, but that was the first game I ever seen like that. It had that sandbox theory of like, you just did, some people they might just do stuff on their own and you didn't really know what would happen. That was a really good game for that. Oh, they released the Quake remaster. You play Super. I love Fable, man. I heard they're supposed to be making a new one. Well, they made one for Connect, and I'm not touching that shit. But I love Fable. I don't think I ever played the first Fable, but I remember I loved two. The first one I played, the first Fable I played, I loved it. I loved both the Fables I played, but the first one I played was you were a king. I think all of them kind of had the same theory, but you were a king or a prince or some shit like that. You're a king, probably a king, I mean, who you had to allocate money because there was like a big storm, like a big war coming, and you had to allocate money, and people would come and approach you and say, hey, my family lost everything because we lost our jobs. Can you bring jobs to this community? And if you bring jobs, and that means we could raise more production. But then there would be somebody else who would have like a counter argument of saying, hey, well, we want to go to school. If you fund us going to school, then we can make better weapons or some shit like that later on. And I thought that was a very great dynamic that I think everybody should play that game. But of course, like I made all the wrong decisions because I didn't know. I thought that all the money and shit would add up in the end, and shit would work out more intricately than it actually did, and it didn't. It never came to that conclusion. So I picked all the wrong decisions. Like I was betting on education to get us out that problem, and it didn't work out that way. It's a video game. They ain't gonna do that. You gotta mash that X button faster to add to the action. But I love Fable. So remember I would chop wood, and I think you can either get money or experience doing that. I used to do that for a long time. Fable's a great game, man. Nintendo need to go ahead and get the rights to that shit to where only Nintendo has it, and that might help them out. Because Nintendo is struggling, man. They really are. Nintendo's struggling with like shit that genuinely keep you interested. The first one, I don't think I ever played. I don't think I ever played. I heard the first one was a little more difficult. It was more deeper with shit. I think the first one was the only one that I didn't play. I think I played it was the second and third one. But they were great. Because which one was the one? Could you have kids in both of them? I can't remember if you could have kids. Because I remember one of them you could have kids in it. But yeah, no, I loved them. So Elijah said, Lana tried to make a video on giving advice how to be a trophy. Yeah. Yeah, that's just pathetic. She tried to give advice on how to be a trophy wife. That's like literally, that's like Brittany Renner trying to give advice on how to be a good spouse. So like when it comes to shit like Lana and when it comes to the trampolines like that, like, see, they genuinely think that, because they were physically attractive and guys wanted to fuck them, they genuinely believe that they can do anything just because they're cute. You see them, like, they genuinely believe that they can be a brain surgeon. They genuinely believe that they can, do open heart surgery because they look cute in a pair of scrubs. Like, they genuinely believe it because that validation leaks over into them genuinely believing that they are of some value in all facets and all forms just because they are an attractive woman. And most of them, they'll learn it the hard way. Usually the hard way is once they just completely age out mentally and physically. But yeah, the whole trophy wife thing, like, you see, they made a video with Brittany Renner, talking about I can do both. Let's be real. The only reason why they think they can do both is because they can get fucked. And to prove that point, you will never hear these women, these Lana Rhoades, these Brittany Renners, you will never hear them actually go on about how they were legitimately in a genuine relationship where they were a good woman to a man. They'll never come up with it because they can't do it. But they think they can imagine it because they can imagine standing up and looking pretty, smiling on Instagram and putting on that facade of being decent woman. And they think they can do it. That's it. What these Lana Rhoades type bitches do? they essentially they live their entire lives cooking burgers at McDonald's, and then in 5 minutes think that, you know, oh my God, I think I'll be a brain surgeon now. Like, no, that's a whole different. And I'm not knocking one or the other, but it's just a whole different leap of what you have to put up with, well, what you have to learn and adapt to in life. Is it just being cute and fucking? Well, yeah, that'll get you, you know, in somebody's door as a woman. But after that, you know, you're just another trampoline getting passed around. And you can't tell them because they're young and they're cute and they're getting fucked. And then once the clock runs out, it'll slowly start, that impending doom will start to set in, and then it just gets worse from there for them. But yeah, AD, play Streets of Rage next time. I never played Streets of Rage. Never played it. Felicity Feline, yeah, that poor girl, man. Yeah, and like I said, you can't tell him because Jared, you can't tell him. You can't tell him. You can't because with a woman, as long as woman's getting that validation of getting fucked, she can always just run back to somebody who will tell her what she wants to hear because it's just simple. It's just easier. It's more comfortable. And women, we all know women love comfort. She's going to run back to that comfort. It's comfortable for somebody to tell you something, to tell you what you want to hear versus somebody who will tell you what you need to hear. It's more, and with woman being a young woman, there's always going to be a line of people telling her what she wants to hear because they're living off a dream of getting to her pussy. And here's the thing, and the woman even knows it, but woman's self-esteem is so low in reality. It's so low and so bad that she even knows it, but she will not change it. And that goes into that Alexander Grace video where he actually pulls up like scientific evidence to prove it. But this is shit that I've said all the time. Woman would rather keep making the same mistakes in life if it meant being more comfortable than actually fixing something in a genuinely positive way. It's just because women value comfort, and there's comfort in fucking up. Because at least now you know you're going to fuck up. You know what to expect, even if it's bad. You see, there's comfort in fucking up. Tommy Lee got a new fiance. Oh, she'll always find it. There's always gonna be some chump that's gonna deal with it. She is always good. No, she don't play. I've never dated a girl who plays games, like genuinely is a gamer. I talked to one in Czech Republic, but I never legit dated her. We talked for a while. I never played Shadow of Colossus. I played it, but I never got like into it. But yeah, I hope Breath of the Wild 2 is Nintendo's saving grace, because other than that, I don't see anything redeeming it. Yeah. And Zelda should. They should do what they have to. Zelda should be able to pick that up. They should. I don't see why they could really just keep just Breath of the Wild all over. They really could just make Breath of the Wild again and just, you know, make new missions, and that would be enough for motherfuckers to come back. I'd turn it back on and start playing it again. Hey D, why don't you say the N-word? Because I'm not from the hood, so I don't feel like I'm not. And here's the fun. And here's like just my personal opinion. Like I get weirded out when people who grew up better than me say the N-word. Like for example, like Dave Chappelle. When he said, and there was one stand-up on that, because I remember there was a friend of mine. I would tell a friend of mine, no, Dave Chappelle did not grow up poor. He says he grew up poor, but he didn't grow up struggling. All right. And there was one stand-up where he actually admits to, he goes, yeah, I had y'all fooled. Y'all thought I was struggling. No, like I agree. That motherfucker, he grew up in Yellow Springs, and I don't know if he grew up in Yellow Springs, but he grew up where that motherfucker was sitting on Muhammad Ali's lap. All right, that motherfucker was not struggling. His parents, I think both his parents were like legit educated people. Like he did not grow up on that hood shit, but he got away with it because people would just believe it. You know what I'm saying? And it was one stand-up where he admitted to it. He goes, yeah, he admitted to it. He openly says he had the people fooled into thinking that he grew up in hood and rough shit. He didn't grow up in a hood. He didn't grow up rich, but he grew up better than I did. So whenever I hear him say the N-word, a part of me just goes, ooh, like I don't feel comfortable with him saying it. But I don't say it because I didn't come from the hood. Because I didn't grow up in the hood. I grew up. I never had to worry about electricity being off. I never had to worry about phones being. I never grew up with that whole thing of not knowing, if something was gonna be on when I got home, type of shit. I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up like that. Now, I'm not saying there weren't times my parents were probably struggling and probably just didn't tell me. I'm sure it's happened. It happens. Like, nobody's immune to at least temporary poverty. Nobody's immune to that shit for whatever reason. Because another reason, I'll go into this about temporary poverty, and this is why I say in older videos, like, when it's just your time to be fucked up, it's just your time to be fucked up. So, for example, when I was living in Chescalipa, a village about an hour and a half north, I remember this is before I had. This was when I didn't know how to transfer money from my American accounts to here. So I was living in this small town / village, and I had like $5 left in my check bank account. It's like 110 crowns in my check bank account, right? And it was Christmas time. This is my first time being like alone, because I always had my wife with me before, so I was like alone. So I didn't know when the holidays fell, right? And so when you get outside of Prague, you get too far outside of Prague, like shit shuts down. Like especially around Christmas time, you never know if you're not from the country. You don't know when shit's gonna be open or not, right? So I couldn't Western Union myself any money. So I had all my money in my American accounts, and I couldn't send it to my own. I had my own money in America that I couldn't send here because nothing would ever be open. And so I had all my money was in the U.S. I had $5 here for about a month. I was fucked up. And I remember I had some coins in my pocket. And luckily I had food in the refrigerator. But at this point, I couldn't even pay rent. My rent was like 5,000 crowns, which was about $220, something like that. And I remember I said, fuck it. I'm just going to go. No, well, first, I went to the grocery store to buy whatever cheap shit I could find, the biggest cheap shit I can find to last me over so I could figure something else out. And when I went to the grocery store, like, no joke, I walked in, and on the floor, there was the equivalent of about $40 just like laying on the floor. Like, it was just like on the floor. I'm the only person that's seen it. Like, it was just there. And like, usually I would be the type of dude to like, try to return it or something like that. But like, I had no money. I was down. Like, I literally had $5 for a month. So I kept it. I bought food. I bought a lot more food with it than I intentionally went down there to buy. And it came home. And so since I had that money, I took a few. I said, fuck it. Like, I think like 2 days later, I said, fuck it. I'm going to go to the casino. Because here in Czech Republic, well, back then, they used to have it to where you could, they would have random, not casinos, but places you can gamble, right? Like slot machines and shit. And so I said, fuck it. I'm going to go gamble like $2. And if I don't win anything off $2, I'm just going to stop. So I gambled. I went to the casino with $2. I'm not making this shit up. I went there with $2. And I won like 5,500 Czech crowns, which is like a little more than my rent. And like, I was so fucked up about it. I'm like blinking, I'm like wiping my eyes, make sure I see it, because it said like you win, and it was like 5,000 crowns. I'm like, is this shit right? So I went and got the dude. He goes, oh yeah, you won. I'll be right back. And came back, he did something with the key and came back and just gave me the money. I was like, word. So I bounced. Because I'm not a fan of gambling. I hate gambling, but I did it because it was just a situation to call for it. So I left, because some motherfuckers be like, yo, I would have kept playing, try to double and triple my money. No, that's some motherfuckers in Vegas. Y'all ever been to Vegas? And motherfuckers be sitting outside, hungry and thirsty. That's how they ended up like that, because they thought they was going to triple their money and lost all that shit. Should have took that little money and rolled out. Look, if my theory on gambling is if you make enough profit to get a beer, that is enough profit to be happy about in my book. So I took the money, I bounced. I was putting it in my pocket. I rolled out. I went to the bar because I went to the bar. Because here a beer is like $1.50. I went to the bar and drank a beer. Called my dad, told him what happened. Because he was, I don't know, my dad was kind of worried because, you know, no matter what, he couldn't do anything because he couldn't send me a money order because the office was closed in the village. You couldn't go in there and get it. So like he could have sent me money. There was nothing he could do. So as soon as I won the money, called him and told him, yeah, I just gambled $2 and won 500. You know, not 200, like about $250. And so he was happy to hear that. But again, that's why I be trying to say, man, when it's your time to be fucked up, it's just your, I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't just spend all your money in one spot. But also you have to be aware enough to be able to let go and be like, yeah, you know, maybe it's just my time to be fucked up right now. And it's just nothing you could have done about it. Sometimes, you know, the situation. AD, you started boxing. I don't box. I just hit shit. I just hit shit with enough force to make you think I box, but I don't box like that. They trying to cancel Dave Chappelle? Yeah, I know. They trying to cancel him, but yeah, they trying to cancel him because he's secretly on, because he's really on to something for real, and it's uncomfortable. That's why they trying to cancel. They did, which I'm not surprised with that whole trans shit. I watched that last special too. It was cool. But man, like to be a legit comedian, man, that shit is like, that shit has to be rough, man. Like for anybody to do, because could you imagine? I'm gonna get off here in a minute, but could you imagine, like seriously, coming up with jokes, right? Now you got to go on stage and say it with the same appeal that motherfuckers could genuinely find it funny. And on top of that, like if you fuck up or something, and if a joke doesn't land, like you got to like there's so many layers to that shit of what's really going on. Like that shit, I said that a couple live streams ago. There's so many layers in that shit, man. That like for somebody who's never been like the center of attention, like if you never taught or been like the center of attention or something, like there's so many layers of shit of reality. Because I remember when I first came here, I was teaching older people, which that was a whole nother level of it. Because when they older, like some older people, like they don't want to listen to you because you're younger. So you gotta watch out for that. So you learn, like when you teach people, like you learn a whole different perspective on how people are perceiving you, you know, what you're doing that could be signaling that like maybe you might be about to fold or something, or are they smelling the fact that like maybe like you just don't really feel like doing it that day and you don't really give a fuck anymore. But if you let them see you like that, then they'll lose that sense of. There's another part, because secretly like motherfuckers want to make people like Dave Chappelle not human. And I tell, like, I be real about that shit. Like people want to see that motherfucker as not human, and I genuinely hope I never get like famous. Like I genuinely hope, like I'm happy exactly where I am now. I'm not famous at all. Like I'm happy where I am now. Like I hope I don't get to that level where he talking about motherfuckers be following to his car. Everybody know his name wherever he goes. Like you think you'll want that shit if you never had it in any kind of way, but like you really don't want that. You really don't want that, man. Like you don't want motherfuckers to recognize, because when motherfuckers can when it gets to that point where motherfuckers can recognize you and they don't know you for real yet, like behind closed doors, like y'all just for real chilling, like they look at you like you supposed to live up to something in their own head, like, and it's just really that shit. Like I hope I never get as famous as Dave Chappelle. I hope I never. That's got to be hell. That's got to be hell. I feel sorry for him, man. Honestly, I feel sorry for most celebrities, for real. Especially like celebrities, like when I say celebrities, I feel sorry for celebrities who fuck around, who get famous off saying real shit, or even like some teachers, because like when you say shit that people can agree to, and they start like low key looking up to you to expect something out of you, it changes that whole natural dynamic of being human. And like for real, like Dave Chappelle is not human anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not human. Motherfuckers don't see him as human anymore. And that's rough, man. That's rough. Like, I hope I don't get that famous for real. Mario, oh yeah, female comedians. Oh yeah, well, women just can't be funny for too. Women cannot be funny on purpose for too long. They can't do it. Sarah Silverman, I think Sarah Silverman, Lisa Lampanelli, there were a few who can kind of pull it off a little bit without always having to run back to sex. But even them, they have to run back to sex, like because it's all they really it's their status. Either how do I wear my boots to look more cute, or who can I get to fuck me? So like, and that takes up 95% of their thought process, and everything else around it is just trying to skate by until she can, get back to, how to be fuckable again. So, they don't know. Most women don't know how to be creative in ways outside of that, and how to be desirable, And then on top of that, they'll take it so personal if they go off on another route and it doesn't work, because woman, fragile, feminine. That fragile feminine ego, they can't take rejection at all, so they just can't do it. But no, women usually make horrible comedians. Usually they make terrible comedians. I just want to keep a decent sum of money and keep a low profile, man. Hey, and I tell you what, man. See, the problem with money is this: unless you get lucky and you play Bitcoin right or some shit like that. Like if you have, I'm gonna tell you the problem. The problems with money is this. And another reason why I'm glad I'm not rich or famous, because I've seen enough of this shit. I've seen enough of it when I was in college. Because my uncle wasn't famous, but we would get in circles with these motherfuckers. And before then, I would always just happen to be in these coincidences, right? But here's the thing about money is, one, a lot of times they run in groups and you have to play along to be part of that group. You have, like, I am too independent. I keep looking at the wrong camera because I'm using my phone now. But I am too independent, right? I never felt the urge to be in a fraternity. I never felt the urge to be in any groups. I did the military more to just, I went to the Marines more to just test my own body and my own mind. But I don't need other people around me. I don't. I'm perfectly happy. I'm perfectly fine, happy, and content being alone. I don't need people around. I don't need it. I don't need it. But the things with people with the groups, like, let's say, like jobs and shit like that, people who got money, like they typically have that. I don't mean, I'm going to completely generalize. I'm not saying everybody has it, but they have this. Generally, they kind of have this need to want to be part of the group and don't say anything too cynical because I'm afraid they may not like me anymore. And it's this like, well, we all got to do it because John's doing it, or it's this group shit, this secret need for validation shit that I don't. And I tell you, so I'll talk about my uncle who he died about a year after I moved here. He was cool. My uncle, he had a PhD. He had a doctorate. I don't know if it's a PhD, but he had a doctorate. I don't know if it's and he ran around. He was like the head of the civil service and all that shit in Dayton, Ohio, in the police department. He was like, any police officer or firefighter you see, he was their boss. He was like the highest, in that civil service shit, right? So that alone would get you into, back doors of shit that you shouldn't, you probably really shouldn't be in unless you knew somebody type of shit, right? So this is what I would see, like, I grew up, and on top of that, when I'd be off in the world on my own, I would stumble into these worlds. Like, it wasn't on purpose, right? So, I remember one time I made fun of you, because we used to get into it. We used to always get mad at each other. And we got mad. He got mad at me one time, right? Because this is before I went to University of Dayton. Because I ended up going there later. But it's an expensive college. It's a private Catholic school, so that tells you enough right there in the U.S. It costs you about $50,000 a year to go there. He was a board member I think he was a board member of Wilberforce University at this time. He was on the board there, and he was teaching there. But for some reason we were at UD, and it was me, him, and my little cousin. And he goes, I have to pay my board member fees. I said, board member fees? You paying to be on the board? Like, why are you paying to keep a job? And he looked at me like, because he was gay, right? He wasn't like stereotype gay, but he had a lot of stereotypes. So he looked at me like with that feminine scowl type shit. He was like, I can't even do it. But we used to get mad at each other all the time because he was one of them types that I'm not trying to like completely dog. He's fucking dead. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to dog him out completely. But he was the type who he did the fraternities. He was the type of person who would want to be in those groups. He was that person who needed that validation. He needed to be told thank you and ask please, and like he was that type of person, where I was the opposite. You never have to tell me thank you. You never feel like you have to give me courtesy in that way, because I just don't feel it. I don't have it. I don't have that feeling for it. But yeah, but now the other side was, now he did teach me about the more classier things in life. Like for example, like he was the one who introduced me to Mercedes and BMWs and shit. I would have never drove a car like that if it wasn't for him. So he would let me borrow his car, and I'd be driving a Mercedes around all the time. So like he introduced me to those worlds of nicer clothes and cologne. I remember when he introduced this is an embarrassing story on my side now. When he introduced me to cologne, right? Like the cologne, right? He introduced me to cologne. When I first started college, going back to what we talked about earlier, I was broke as fuck. And just wearing the same clothes. And I was wearing the same clothes so much, I was smelling, and I didn't even realize I was smelling. I would, wash my clothes. Now, I was probably using cheap soap, and I was wearing the same clothes. Even if you wash your clothes perfectly, like over like a couple years, like you just have to start replacing clothes, because it's gonna smell. But the thing is, you just can't smell it because you're in them all the time. So it gets to a point where like some clothes you just have to throw away. I didn't know that. So he came out with some cologne and sprayed some cologne on me because I was smelling. I didn't even smell myself, and I still didn't even realize it. And so I went home and I smelled the clothes that was in my clothes, and I was like, oh, I was smelling this entire time and I never knew I was smelling that bad, like this whole time. Because like I said, because he sprayed me with the cologne, so now I could smell the cologne. I went home and smelled my other clothes, and I smelled it. I was like, oh, that's why he did it. And that's how I got on the cologne. But I didn't start habitually wearing it until I moved. My ex-wife actually got me into Calvin Klein cologne. And that's how I started wearing that. And she bought it for me for a Christmas gift or something for Christmas Day here. Union fees. Oh, Marvin, don't get me started on unions, man. My experience with unions was, whew, like all they do is just take your fucking money. Now, some unions, you might get lucky and find a union somewhere who actually would do something. Most unions in the U.S. are just most unions in the U.S. are literally just taking your fucking money and promising you that you gonna get a 30% raise. It's coming soon. And they'll promise you that shit for the next 15 years. And because they know you don't have the courage to walk in there and say something and do something about it. And they just gonna keep taking it because they gonna have you on the hook of thinking you gonna get more benefits, which you're not. And that's gonna be it. What is your raw opinion on Tinder? As far as any woman on there, not counting coronavirus, it's the junkyard of women. But at the core, a woman can still sell just being woman. So every woman's gonna have some success on Tinder. All right, guys are gonna have the hard part with that, because a woman can always just sell because she's just the physical embodiment of woman. But for real, it's the junkyard of women, for real. My phone. Oh, thanks, NL. My phone's clear. Like I said, I can't. On my end, it looks a little choppy because I'm using new software. And this is my first time doing it, using the phone and doing this game streaming. It was a YOLO attempt, and it looks like it worked. Having a chat is... Oh, it's a sound check. I didn't know y'all could hear it because I turned the volume all the way down on my end. I like Jean-Paul Gaultier. I never heard of that. Okay. I'm gonna get the next cologne I'm gonna get is that Savage cologne. I kept the tester just so I can remember the name of it. Dior. Because they gave me this tester. And I liked it. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm trying to show you. Yeah, this. I liked it. So the next, this gonna be the next one I'm gonna get. I really like that cologne. Now this other cologne, I fucking hate. I've been meaning to give it away. I keep forgetting to give it away for free to somebody because I don't want it. What is this? This is Armani Code. I hated this shit. Oh wait, I'm still using the camera being somewhere else. This is like I keep meaning to give it away. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna sit it next to the door now, and I'm thinking about. I'm gonna leave it out in an awkward place. That way I remember it's out and I can give it away. Cause it's fucking terrible. I don't like it. You deserve way more subscribers. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it, man. You think Lisa Marie Presley? I don't know who Lisa Marie is. But I didn't know Mike Tyson had a daughter who passed away when she was 4. I just found that out on YouTube about a week ago. Oh, I see, Mario. Word up. Yeah, man. Oh shit, fucking this ladybug flew in. I'm gonna get out here, man. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna post this to the travel to the red pill. I'm gonna name somebody gave me with the great idea travel channel. Lisa Marie Presley. I didn't know she fucked Mike Tyson. But man, I heard her dad was fucking Elvis, so she she needs that combination of money and status and And on top of that, she probably getting bored with, with fucking Brad Pitts and them. She probably needs something else now. She probably got bored with that. Her dad was fucking Elvis. You can't really go too much higher than that. You know what I'm saying? It's some people who just known everywhere in the world. Well, nowadays, I think some of the younger kids now, you fuck around and go to like Russia or something, motherfuckers don't know who Elvis is. I think Elvis probably done died on. Elvis probably done died out a little bit. But unless you like everybody in Vegas gonna know that motherfucker. But Michael Jackson is about the only one now who is, came from a much older time, who you can go around the world and play one song and everybody know what that is. They gonna and Michael Jackson he's about the only one you can play it. You can play Michael Jackson around little kids and play one music video. And within 20 minutes, they gonna be up dancing like Michael Jackson. They gonna be up dancing, or they gonna want to, or they gonna want to watch it again. Do you think? Oh, Michael Jackson. Why I say Mike Tyson? Michael Jackson. Oh, who man? Her dad was Elvis. That is a whole different league of shit. Like she's gonna need that extra stimulation. You know what I'm saying? With her dad being Elvis and being fucking, and then I don't know. I think she was kind of she's aged now, but she's gonna need that. Success is woman's enemy, man, for real. Success in itself is just women's enemy because she'll never get tired. She has to keep climbing. Woman never get, because content means she can't be content with anything, because it means because content equals settling, and no woman wants to settle, because if she settles then she's not valuable for something better. And that's how diamonds are always sold at 15,000 times their actual fucking worth, because she has to get something bigger and feels like she's better. And yeah. But yeah, no, Michael is about the last one who you can play his shit and motherfuckers will still be on that. You play his dangerous live performances, and motherfuckers still be like, that was pretty good. Like a lot of Elvis shit just didn't translate well. Even though I still like Elvis, I still like a lot of Elvis' shit though. I still listen to Jailhouse Rock from time to time, and Hound Dog. I still listen to some of his tracks from time to time. Like I still listen to Big River by Johnny Cash. That's still one of my favorite songs by him. Big River. Do you like Chris Brown? I don't know anything about it. Oh, y'all know who I was thinking? I'm gonna let y'all go in a minute, man. Y'all know what I was thinking about today? Y'all remember Lil Bow Wow? That motherfucker still got a YouTube channel. He's still putting shit out. I don't know if it's whack because I ain't listened to it, but he's still putting shit out. But Bow Wow, man, like I feel sorry for that. I feel sorry for Bow Wow, for real. Lil Bow Wow. I don't know what his name is now. I hope it still ain't Lil Bow Wow. I forgot. It's probably just Bow Wow. I feel bad. I feel sorry for Lil Bow Wow, for real, honestly, because he came up like he went one of them childhood stars, and them childhood stars, that's essentially the same as a woman in life who was pretty. Like he was used to a certain level of attention from a young age, and what I was thinking about earlier today was this, man. I remember. I don't like a lot of Tupac. I like more Biggie stuff. I never cared for Tupac, Elijah. But I remember when Bow Wow like officially fell off. Like that shit was sad. That shit was hard to watch. Cause I think he tried to come back with that "Fresh as I'm Is," which I didn't think that was a bad song. But I remember it was a BET Awards show, and they let him perform at the end of the show, like when the credits was rolling. And he tried to come out with the same energy, like, you know, all that shit. They tried to come out like hard, and the credits was rolling on him. And not only that, they cut it off on him. Like, he wasn't even done performing. I was like, yo, they did Bow Weezy wrong for that. Like, he ain't even deserve that. Because you could tell he probably begged for that performance. He probably begged them to let him do that. Because Bow Wow, he was on his way out, man. And then years later, it was like these little embarrassing stories about him coming out. Like, he tried to post on his social media that he's riding in class. And it was this picture like a private jet and like a Bugatti or some shit. And this bitch, like 4 hours back, took a picture of Bow Wow on Southwestern Airlines. Talking about Bow Wow, talking about he riding stuff. And he was riding a $99 flight on Southwestern Airlines. I was like, oh. I feel sorry, because that's like it's like a bitch who grew up pretty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was used to a certain amount of attention. So she's used to a certain amount of attention. So, you know, once that attention's gone, she don't even know. She's like, you know, she's lost in a vortex. She don't know nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bow Weezy, he can't go become an accountant now. Cause you know what I'm saying? Because like he ain't like little like baby Nicky, Master Nicky from Fresh Prince. You know what I'm saying? He was young, but he died out when he was young. So he came back to reality real quick. You know what I'm saying? At 12. He died out when he was, but Bow Weezy, he was popular from like 10 to like 16, and those are like formative years in your development as an adult. So like that's all he knew. You know what I'm saying? Like baby Nicky, he had enough time to realize what reality was, so he happy sitting at a desk. He ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? For Fresh Prince, Master Nicky. You know what I'm saying? He grew up real. He don't got a problem with sitting at a desk all day. He's cool with it. The dude is done. True, success does lower her pool of men to pick from. They don't derive same pleasure from successes. No. But yeah, Bow Wow, man, he ain't never been able to come back into the game. And he probably ain't making no bad. He's probably making good shit. Cause remember, he tried to do that. He tried to act for a while. I feel sorry for him, man. Cause like he like I said, it's at that time frame. He's essentially a cute girl. He was a girl who grew up pretty and then gained like 200 pounds in 9 months and never got the weight off. Like he don't know what to do. That's rough. But yeah, again, I'm in it off with this, man. I'm glad I'm not popular for real, because like famous, because motherfuckers is always gonna be looking at you on some old like where you gotta live up to what you did before type of shit. And sometimes like, yo, could you imagine a motherfucker following you to your car and know you by first and last name and you don't know who this motherfucker is? Like, that's hell. That's hell, man. And here's the thing, Dave Chappelle, he don't want to say that. Like, it's a lot of stuff he doesn't want to say on stage, but he really feels that shit and thinks that like sometimes like he don't like. Could you like for real think about that shit? You walk to your car and a motherfucker follows you to your car and knows you by first and last name and knows some shit that you said on stage a year ago. Like think about that. Like that's fucking like on a human level, dude. Like that's fucked up, man. Like, I'm like, that's rough. That's the whole idol worship shit, yeah. Right around 10 was when he was all about humbling himself, didn't chase clout. Word. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks to everybody's watching this YOLO attempt at online on gaming. And we're gonna try to build this channel up. See what happens. Might win, might lose, might fail. But regardless, we're gonna learn a lot of shit. Regardless, it's gonna be win or lose. You always win because you always learn something from it. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night, man. Thanks for everybody who watched and all the kind words or any form of support. Thanks for everything, man.